Hello, welcome to Quackalope, and I know I say this a lot. I do. And it's partially because I don't really know when things are supposed to be arriving.
Can we open the boxes?
But this is hands down one of my most anticipated games in a long freaking time.
Man.
We have one of the first copies of FrostPunk, the board game, in existence. I have literally been harassing Glass Cannon for the better part of a year to like send me a prototype, to get something into my hands, to let me play outside of TTS.
Please.
I loved this game on TTS. I thought this was a masterpiece of a Euro from the same designer who made Nemesis.
Really?
Adam Kwapinski.
I didn't know that.
This is a glory of a board game, an amazing video game, and I cannot wait to go ahead and break into it.
Just know that I prefer distributing food more than arranging burials and amputations.
Oh, I missed. There's only one. That means it's very important.
Oh my gosh. Look at this thing.
Look at it! Oh, it's amazing.
All right, let's go ahead and dive in. So this is based, West, off of a video game. And I don't know if
Yes.
you're familiar with the video game at all,
Somewhat, yes.
but Frostpunk, the video game, is a incredible resource management and survival-based game. You know, you're managing a tribe. It's like Civilizations in a way. It's any of those games where you're building a settlement and doing your best to survive. But this is in a post-apocalyptic, post-nuclear, post-ice age, post-World War event that has left the world covered in ice and you, a frozen settlement of people trying to survive around these great furnaces that exist out in the icy plains.
Nice.
Yeah. So starting off here, you have a very nice health advisor. It looks like these are your player aids.
Ah, yes. It sure does.
This is an intense game too, just for the record. These player aids here are just
rather
say
large.
commitments.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but you see, everyone takes a
they're different.
role. Social advisor, foreman advisor, generator advisor,
Yes.
foreman advisor. They asked if I'm as tough as I look. Now, I know why. I'm in the front line. As a foreman advisor, you are responsible for the supply and expeditions. You will resolve expeditions, place resources and spent tokens in the supply, read dusk cards and add them to the dusk deck, place trees and resources on revealed tiles, and inform the health advisor about food bonuses on them. So to run this game, because it's a cooperative game, everyone not only can take their actions, but they also have a part of this society they feel morally responsible for, depending on who they're actually playing, and management of the game state that they're responsible to upkeep. So it takes the thing that good groups do naturally and says, no, please do this.
Or we all die.
Frostpunk, the board game scenario book. So a big feature of this is just going to be scenario after scenario that are going to be survival modules that you're facing off against. So, for instance, a new home, Frozen Grove. Let's just do, this is just the introduction. It was written like it was flavor text. It's not.
But it's not, yeah.
The Frozen Groves is supposed to be among the most habitable generator sites. Those who placed the generator along the ravine wall expected it would be protected against the powerful freezing winds. Unfortunately, they underestimated the Great Frost. Once the winter apocalypse was upon us, it turned out the generator wasn't efficient enough to provide the heat for the entire area. We had to take things into our own hands, and once again, technology proved that we are completely dependent on it. Our engineers produced a solution, a network of steam-powered hubs that will act as small generators providing heat to areas too remote to rely on the actual generator. This solution will also help us gather the resources hidden beneath the snow without endangering our workforce to frostbite. Steam hubs produce heat, but they also consume additional coal, so we need to place them wisely and ensure our most important buildings are concentrated within the generator's vicinity. So you see the scenario that we set up here. We've got one like leaned up against the wall here, which means all these outer expanses are going to be super cold. Because heat radiates out from the generator. So when you get out to this area, if you don't have any heat, your people will start dying.
Nice.
We've got the board game rulebook, which is a intense, about 40 pages worth of rules. You said 8 pages worth of setup?
8 pages worth of setup, yes.
All right, then inside of here, tokens. Now, the punch board is not as dutifully thick as I would like it to be, but it's also not skimpy, right? It's that middle ground where, like, I'm okay with it,
right?
But I would like something a little bit heavier. We have all of our different locations and buildings across the board here. The cool thing about this is there's so many chains of management that you can do. So in the video game, of course, you're developing these massive industries and massive societies, and this board game replicates that without having to do too much of the mini management, right?
Sure.
So you're going to be resource generators, you're going to be things that are burning up coal, keeping your settlement alive, producing food, barracks for your people to live in, so on and so forth.
So you don't get too much into the weeds necessarily.
Icon markers, large buildings, you're going to be your last stage of upgrades, some more little train things. This is going to be the outer wall.
So that's like the ring that goes around the outside.
This is going to be the cavern that you're kind of cut down into.
Okay.
So that's going to be out there. This is going to be the generator's location. So that's where you like start out. Your little bit of outposts, a little bit of settlements, and of course the big tower is going to go there. We have now this punch board is actually very nice. I like these dual layered boards. So this here is going to be where we start tracking all of the resources that we've had to spend to keep heat happening in the base. So you have this really intricate management system here with like how warm it is, how much chaos is happening, whether or not your people are suffering, so on and so forth. It's pretty great. And then the other cool thing about this game is there's a social and moral hierarchy and social and moral decision making that has to happen.
Yeah.
This game does not pull punches. You may choose to put orphans in barracks to keep them alive, or prevent them from going to the barracks because you need them for your workers to actually sleep in, and the orphans are slightly distracting.
Yes.
But if the orphans stay outside,
then we don't have to feed them anymore.
that's true. There's always a positive to every conversation. One of the coolest things in this entire game is going to be this massive tower.
Flip it the other way.
Flip it which way?
The other way.
This way?
No, the other way.
What do you want me?
That way.
This way?
There you go.
Perfect.
Yes.
Is going to be this massive tower. This tower is the thing that is feeding our village with warmth. Now, the cool thing about this tower is that it is a tiered tower. So as you're dropping stuff down into it, I think that goes somewhere in there, but as you're dropping stuff down into it, all your little cubes are going to like be bouncing and moving and shifting and getting caught, and not all of them are going to end up where you might prefer for them to have ended up. A lot of them are going to get stuck. You're not always going to produce as much warmth as you would prefer. Sweet. And then what cards and resources do we have in here?
There are different cards for different things from what I see here. We've got from the different times of day. So there's 9 different phases of the game.
Yep.
And like these are cards that happen during dusk. You've got cards here that these are all dusk cards as well.
We've got a bunch of wooden trackers. We've got a bunch of wooden resources.
There are also times where you have to create laws for your city from what I've read. So these will be questions about which laws do you make,
So
what
like I
types
said,
of things do you
the
do.
social and political and the branching pathways you have in this for the moral decisions that you make are incredible.
Yeah, and then you've got morning phase cards.
By the way, if you're watching this and you want Quackalope to do some coverage on this, basically our rule of thumb is
Please say
engagement, subscriptions, comments, whatever you do to advocate on behalf of this game means we focus on it more and more. Right now we have you learning Darkest Dungeon because people went haywire for it.
Said it was nuts.
We're going to start an ISS Vanguard campaign for the main channel and for our Patreon because
You
people
guys
went
asked for
nuts. If you go nuts about this, guess what we're doing?
This.
We're going to dive into it.
These are also scenario cards, so they'll give you different situations like, hey, what happens here?
Yeah.
Which thing do you get to do there?
Sweet.
And then there's those down there.
Sweet. All right, let's pop into some of these other boxes.
Yes.
Because I'm excited to show people what other nonsense is existing here. And honestly, this is a very good excuse to open this game up and finally, after like a year and a half of wanting and being excited and looking forward to this game, possibly even 2 years.
It's been a while, yeah. This was one of the first games when I was
The pandemic
looking at things
crushed
during the pandemic.
everything.
Yep.
No, I am I am so flipping thrilled. And Glass Cannon is just a whole crew of stand-up guys. Great communication, great investment in their community. Yeah. Watching this, they've had this live on TTS for the longest time for people to play. So there's the beautiful map that we get to play
nice
on.
Matt. Yeah.
Because this game is so modular and so thematic, I actually really like this game map. I'm not a big game map person.
I'm very well aware, yes.
However, I like that I get a snowy background to set everything on.
That's true. I think there are like games that happen in the sea and games that happen like in a situation like this. I think it does make a lot of sense. Ooh, posters.
Ooh.
We do enjoy the artwork.
It's a pretty nice poster.
It's a very nice
I
poster.
love the like sketchy look and style to it. I do want it signed by the Glass Cannon team, so just so you all know, Adam, I need you to go ahead and sign this. Jacob, I need you to go ahead and sign this. That would be lovely. All right, let's see what else we have here. So, the Dreadnought expansion, pre-shaded version. FrostPunk Dreadnought expansion contains one plastic miniature. Besides being an awesome collector's piece, it is used in the scenarios as an element that will increase the immersion aspect of the game. This expansion is purely aesthetic nature and does not in any way influence mechanics of the game. So this is something that we're going to incorporate into the game from time to time, but is not necessary if you happen to just pick up that base game.
I believe this is some sort of a transporter, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That is chonky. Nice.
Very nice.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
What a cool thing.
Looks great. What do you have there?
These are, and this is an expansion, the Frostlander expansion.
Okay.
So I know that part of it is you're also supposed to get out there and explore because you can't stay stagnant, right?
So yeah, so you not only have to survive as a village here, but there's an element of sending your workers out into the waste in order to explore and find other furnaces or find other generators or get other resources or go through encounters. And that's a harrowing decision if you want to make that choice.
So this gives you obviously more items and some more scenario or law cards.
8
and
new
whatnot.
technology cards, 22 dust cards, 8 morning cards, 4 law cards, 6 society cards, and a whole set of trackers. So this is going to be like some of the upgraded wooden trackers that we need in the base game that we have punch board for.
Nice.
So nice to have that.
Very cool.
What other things do we have here? Resources expansion.
Yes.
So this is going to be where we start taking all of the little cardboard or wooden resources that we have, and we turn them into giant, awesome pieces.
Beautiful, pretty pieces.
Because the game aesthetically should look incredible.
Ooh.
Okay.
All right,
So,
those are pretty nice.
In here.
Look at those trees.
Yeah. We've got a whole skew of trees. We have the...
These are some kind of like wooden
Yep,
planks.
those are gonna be.
Like.
That's gonna be wood.
Yep.
So we have the coal.
Coal. Yeah.
Nice. We have what looks like tin or metal or oil.
What are these? These are like. Oh, these are those like mini. I bet these are the extra furnaces or whatever's.
They might be, yeah.
Or some kind of like lanterns or something.
Nice.
I don't know. They're
Very
beautiful.
nice. I like the trees the most.
Nicely done miniatures.
They look very nice. Sweet. And the last thing here is going to be the full miniatures expansion. So,
And these would be like all the different buildings and things along those lines.
yeah. So one of the coolest things in the video game is the art aesthetic has this thing where like you're building these structures throughout the settlement,
Okay.
and then you have these giant walking mechs. And
Nice.
the mechs can actually like rest on top of the buildings that you've made, so you see them incorporating into them as workers. It's a very cool hybrid thing. So these are going to be all of the little building tiles that we have. These are actually going to be the things that start replacing them, right?
Yeah.
So we've got oil, we've got furnaces. Looks like we have like a steel mill. Various different types of buildings here. So there's some like bigger locations like this.
These have to be the other furnaces.
These are the massive mechs.
Nice.
These are the big old automatons that are walking around.
Automatons.
Yeah, those will be furnaces. Here's like a leader token or something. We should have an entire tray underneath this as well with some more
Oh wow.
chunky pieces.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not sure which ones, but I do think some of these are a bit modular. Not entirely sure about that though.
This is a guard post.
So underneath each one says what
Yep.
it is. So you have like the wall drill. These look really nice.
Evacuation
So
center.
here's why I'm so excited about this whole thing. This isn't necessary, and you can use just regular tokens.
Sure.
But as you play this game and you all are building out this entire settlement, you get to do what you do in the video game, which is take these pieces and place down. And you actually see like this village and this little survival outpost start developing itself around the area.
That's really cool.
This looks really good.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
Sweet.
As usual, I really like the upgraded painted sets.
Painted Sundrop. I'm sure it makes a difference. Although I think there's going to be some people that do just immaculate paint jobs on these.
I'm sure. Yes.
I'm not probably one of those people.
That takes so much extra time.
I do wish I was.
I want to paint. I want to play it more than paint it.
But it looks great. Mm-hmm. Sweet.
Nicely done.
Thanks for watching. We wanted to show these off just a little bit so you all could check out what's happening here. Honestly, I just wanted to get this I wanted to go ahead and get this opened up so that I could start learning it. I've been waiting for an insane amount of time to actually get this to the table.
Yes, please interact so that we can play this game. We really want to play this game.
I mean, we're going to play it.
I mean, yeah, but I'd like to play it more and do more scenarios that we'll get to film, and it'd be so great. It would be so great. I want us to play more than just a few times.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. And let us know what you want to see.
Yeah. And don't forget to get out and play more games.
Also, I don't know what Glass Cannon has up next, but I'm stoked about it.
I mean, if it's
this is one of the publishers that I'm following. I have been since. Oh man! All right, we're gonna go play this. Bye.
Bye.